not me, cause I'm too fly. The freestyle fanatic, ooh, my.
And I guess leading up to this point, maybe even a year ago, like even your diehard fans did not believe that this movie was coming.
There were still people when we were doing the YouTube shit from the set. I mean, you can see it. Cameras and the guys with the peacoats and guns that still didn't believe it.
Like, wait, back up.
They still didn't believe it. It was like we cried wolf so many fucking times that they were like, fuck this. This is a ploy of some kind.
How does it feel to be able to, away from you doing the film yourself, get everyone back? How does it feel to give this to the fans?
Like a big boner. It feels like this one time I banged a porn star. It was just as good as I thought it was going to be. Right thing, you know what I mean? It's like it actually feels like we're doing the right. I mean, it's like the response last night and the fucking love in the room. Like it feels like we're doing it. It's like when you're banging a chick, right? And you realize at the end you just rocked her world. Let's see, that's a true amateur. I probably don't give a shit about my world. My world was rocked.
My review has it, I think I put it, it's just, the movie was kind of like taking a Playboy model to the prom, and then afterwards banging her with her twin sister.
That is tight. I want to read that somewhere.
Actually, I've seen the film, and I've actually done that. So,
Indiana Jones, you're absolutely right. So how? And this film, like you said, it's been a lot of like missteps in trying to get like money. Like I know you've wanted to do it for years. How was that feeling when they were actually like green light? Here's the fucking money, make the film. What was that feeling like?
It was a huge relief, you know. And people were like, "You must have been so nervous when you know, the whole fucking shit. We've been waiting to do this for fucking years, man, trying, fighting." So when that came through, we were just like high five, get us on the stage.
I seriously kind of was like waiting for the other shoe to drop until I got to Toronto. I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, is it really? We're fucking okay. And then, you know, get a plane ticket and fucking, is this really going to happen?
It was really funny, too, because when we got to Toronto, we didn't have that high five moment. You know, it was like, hey, you guys, okay, we got to shoot the fucking, you know, it happened so goddamn fast, we just blazed right into it, man.
And this is going to be a stupid question, but was everyone like willing to come back? Was there any problems getting somebody?
In a heartbeat, man. Every time somebody says like, oh, what about that fucking the documentary and shit? It's like, motherfucker, there's nobody that's like attesting to that in the documentary. It's not like they interviewed me and I'm like, yeah, he's a fucking douche. They didn't interview him. They interviewed nobody. Nobody. There's nobody that fucking he worked with that's on that documentary saying anything derogatory except the editing is making him look a certain way. But at the end of the day, motherfucker, you make a film, then you make a sequel, and everybody, including my hair, my makeup person, the dolly grip, the fucking key electrician, the stunt guy, everybody came back. With what? Hey, dude, doing BD2. You in? Cool. All right, cool. See you there. That's it.
Actually, in terms of the crew, they were calling us as soon as they knew it was getting done.
Yeah, is it Troy Duffy?
Dude, I am in no matter what. My schedule is clear. You know? There was guys there was one fucking dude that was doing another movie when Boondock came back, and he fucking quit once.
No, I was doing Pandora at the same time in the beginning, so I was like,
Toronto!
I was doing some shit. I forget her name, actually.
It's a classic anecdote. And of course, I guess the big thing is Defoe. Surprised the shit out of me. Was it always there for him to come back?
Yeah, we had written that scene. I rewrote it sort of when we shot it, but that scene was always in there. And I had talked to him before we went to shoot, and I was like, listen, man, if we can do this, if it's possible, you in? He's like, no problem. So we went and we snuck it off, man. I cannot believe we didn't have a leak. I thought for sure people were going to go, he's fucking in all over the web, but no, everybody kept their mouth shut for some reason.
All I've heard was like, it's not going to be good. Even Defoe didn't want to come back.
Dude, that's what pissed me off. Every time somebody would be like, "What? Oh, is everybody coming back?" Yeah, even Defoe? Nah, he's not. And they're like, Okay. And I just wanted so bad to go,
I have to watch these other guys do it, but...
yeah, you know what I mean? I so badly wanted to go, dude, he wanted a bigger part in it, man. You don't even get it.
He was kind of mad about that? He didn't have a bigger part?
When we did it, when we actually shot it, he was like, I ain't even in this fucking movie. It was more like, kind of like bantering back and forth. We all kind of we all fuck with each other constantly. We're always fucking around. So we make a lot of jokes, but yeah, he wanted to, he wanted to obviously be a bigger part of it. But the way we did this was so impactful that even, no matter what, you can't not see it, You can't not see it. He was like, it may be a small part, but man, that's a lot of fucking punch. And it's a time in the script too, like, if you look at that story, we are on an emotional fucking track when Dad dies and the brothers are captured. And the whole audience deflates and they're like, oh no. And then we hit him with the fucking shot of adrenaline right in the arm. It's like a perfect little piece of timing there, So everybody just sort of understood what was going down and had everybody else's back. It was amazing.
That's how I felt. I was like, all right, it's Shirley Benson. The foe.
Yeah.
How was it going back to the roles?
I mean, killer, man.
Is it easy? I mean, the accents definitely improved over the first movie. I mean, not to say that the accents were bad. But, I mean, you guys nailed it this time.
At the first one, that was like one of my first movies, so I was trying really hard. The second one, I worked with my guy. Gee, he gets it. He can do everything. It's kind of hard.
I loved it, man. It's just a joy to revisit something that you dug doing like that,
Kind of feel bad about killing Rocco in the first movie. Now that you have a second one.
We got him back in there. And also, people like last night asked me, why'd you kill Greenlee? It's the same reason you killed Rocco. The most sacred character there, the ones that like those characters that people are pulling for, and somehow the fan base is deemed sacred. Rocco and Greenlee, those types of characters, so those are the ones you pull away for an emotional sort of roller coaster there. It's a filmmaking device. A lot of guys probably wouldn't do stuff like that because it's risky. But this movie should have been called Boondock Saints 2 Risk. It's all it was from day one. A huge fucking risk.
It was good to have Clifton. And that guy knocked it out of the park. It's nice to have someone for like the humor. But obviously that guy's talented. He's been in 36 movies this year.
Yeah, he can do all that stuff.
How was it working with him and working with Julie, the new people in it?
I actually wrote that role for Clifton the same way I wrote the role for Rocco. But Clifton's been my buddy for all of our friends for over a decade now. I'd always had him in mind for that, and I wrote it for him. Thank God we were able to, cast him in it. And that's that part, the third guy, people that join, the third guy that the brothers accept into the crew, the third saint, is always going to be something that you put a lot of fucking effort into. Yes, he has to have the comedic timing. Yes, there's all this thing, these bells and whistles that need to be hit. But the similarity for me was I wrote those two special roles for two specific individuals, Rocco and Cliff, and they both basically came in and killed it in their own different ways.
How can you do any karate? Because I know you're like a fucking kung fu expert. Kill somebody by looking at them.
But it's the same theory of these guys, they're successful in a lot of their ventures, not because of their expertise. It's despite of their lack of expertise, they're successful. Simply, these guys aren't trained fighters. They're just vicious, primarily vicious.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
What keeps the characters going? What makes the first film so monumental to fans? Again, I'm a fan, so it's hard for me to distinguish between being a reporter and being a fan, because the first film is a film I probably watch once a month, and I've done so for about 6 years. So what keeps that endearing to people like me, and with the characters? What makes people care about these characters so much?
You're better off answering that question than we are, man.
I don't know.
You talk to people, it's always a different thing. Some people don't even know why the fuck they like the movie. It's become a comfort film for whatever reason. I have no idea. And there's so much in there. You talk to people, some people like the relationship between brothers. Some people have a buddy like Rocco. Some people like the religious overtones. You know, some people like just to see young kids standing up for what they believe in and not asking anybody's fucking permission. You know, sometimes there's, with women especially, they secretly want John Wayne back. And the brothers are sort of that old sort of Hollywood mold, man. They're just real men standing up and doing what they fucking believe in. And we don't see that too often in today's society anyway. But that answer is to each fan his own, you know. And even if I could know, if I could some spiritual third fucking party could come down and say, all right, I'll tell you why it's so special to people. I wouldn't want to know the answer to that.
Do you think there's going to be a third one? I mean, I know second one's not even out yet, so it's kind of a hard question to answer, but would you like to all be in a third one?
Fucking attendees.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some ideas knocking around. I'd like to try to, do a couple of films that, the other ideas I have, try to do a couple of films like that, try my hand at...
Is it a priority for you? I mean, because I know you've had another script, Good King. It's been knocked around for a while. I'm reading the press release here. Says you have a bunch of other films in the works. I mean, is Boondock 3, say this comes out, it is the success that everyone wants it to be. Is Boondock 3 immediately on the plate? You're going to branch off?
It's almost like the sequel, we didn't get to that right away. So time passed. And I don't want 10 years to go by, but it's definitely knocking around in there. Those ideas, though, I mean, if you enjoyed the sequel and you're a super fan, right? Making a sequel is an incredibly difficult thing to do, right? I believe we have done that there. So far, the feedback with fans has told us we have done that. It was a maximum fucking effort. It took a lot of fucking time and energy to write this script the right way. And I know that that's the foundation to every film. Your script sucks no matter if you have the greatest actors, the greatest technicians in the world, it's going to suck. Now, what do you do now? It's like an albatross looking right at me. It's like a fucking tank division rolling at me. What would you do for 3? Those ideas have to be fucking solid. If writing 2 is like putting shackles on, writing 3 is like doing it with shackles and cement shoes and you're this deep in water. So that's going to take time. It's definitely on my it's on the playlist.
Where would you guys like to see your characters in a third film? Would you imagine them? Obviously it sets up for a third film. What do you think your characters would be doing?
Just what the folks says, taking it to a whole nother level,
The film is packed with plot. Did you do it that way just because you felt like you had a lot of story to tell, or do it because maybe you think maybe if there's not a third film, at least want to get this story out? Because there's a lot of film in the movie. Was that conscious, or were you just like, I'm going to get it all in, or?
No, it was a theory that I have about sequels. The ones that work the best are the ones that give you everything you love about the first film, except they throw a bunch of twists at you in the plot that you never could have predicted. A new story, a new thing is going to be cool. The cleanest example is Terminator 2, when Arnold is suddenly a good guy protecting Sarah Connor. The fan base didn't see that; they fucking ate it up. They loved it. Because the filmmakers did not rest on the laurels of the first movie. They went boldly in a new direction and made big decisions, and took big risks, and got big reward. That's why there's plot in that. That's why the story's twisting around. I didn't want fans to just be rewatching a toned-down version of the first film. I want to do something brand fucking spanking new.
How wide is this movie going when it comes out?
I have no idea.
No clue.
It's not our decision. Fans are probably going to determine that.
I hope so. You guys film in Boston at all?
A little bit. First movie, we had a week in Boston. We did Charles Street Jail, the cliche stuff in there. Some outdoor walking shit with them, some helicopter stuff in the first film. Second film, basically the news footage that you see. Was shot in Boston. And pretty much it, I think. And some helicopter stuff.
What do you had mentioned, about the documentary and how you guys didn't really have a chance to say, it was kind of put together without the input of everybody. Well, without having to revisit that, like, what would you say, how would you talk about Troy as a writer and a director?
Total queer.
Total homoqueisical. Top shelf artistically, and beyond top shelf as far as like in this industry, directors are populated by a bunch of people that speak a vernacular that no one really fucking understands. Like I've had guys come to me and say, do this, do another one, let's do another one, but do it as if the room is freezing cold, not physically, but emotionally. What the fuck does that mean? Fucking jerk off, I don't know what the fuck that means, man. And if you, as a director, can tell me what the fuck that means, just fucking say it,
Right. Sometimes I like to do that. I'll go, Norman, Brown, go!
Troy was like I said last night, that courtroom scene, in the first one, instead of yelling action, he was like, you deliver these people. So he was like, fuck yeah. It's like, that's what he is every day.
It's like having an attorney that doesn't say, pronounced in Article Section 5, hitherto, henceforth. You're like, I don't know what the fuck that shit means. You want me to sign it? I don't know what this fucking shit means. If it just said, this person won't steal from you. If they do, they have to return it. Cool, I'll sign that. It's like that. It's just different. As far as artistically, normally people that speak your own language and that are accessible and communicative suck artistically, unfortunately.
Like some directors will it seems like they don't know what they want as you're shooting, and they're hoping you're going to show them what they want. Like Troy knows what he wants, so it's just getting to that level of what he wants.
And if you can translate it to an actor,
for everybody on the set,
all the better.
It's like being a coach to a bunch of talented football players. You got to get in there and get them wound up, flip that camera on, magic.
It's just like making a film with a bunch of dudes that you would hang with, Right. So there's no pretense, there's no intimidation because like the director's some fucking fruitcake. You don't want to look at him wrong. You're like, what the, it's just like relaxed. It's like making it on your kitchen table, It's just a good experience.
And doing it that way, man, frankly, for me, I'd love to do every film I ever do that way because you never know where it's going to come from. These little fucking ideas, actors have things, hey, what if we do this? You throw enough into the pot, and maybe a director's almost like a filter. You take the cherry ones that rise to the top and adjust it accordingly, Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got something to say. 99% of it is probably not a great idea, but that 1% is what you're living for. And if you don't open up your mind to the possibilities and let everybody throw a little spice into that pot, then you're probably just doing yourself and your audience a fucking disservice. If you could get something that's better than on the page every time you flip that camera on, that was our goal with Boondock. Get something better. Use that script as a goddamn blueprint. It's just a plan to follow. Let's try to, and sometimes it was just an action, sometimes it was a feeling, emotion, sometimes we even changed dialogue and stuff or invented new dialogue. But, keeping the door open for that kind of shit is what helped make Boondock 2 the film that it is.
I'm doing a film right now. Robert Redford's directing. I mean, it's Robert fucking Redford who loves that. But he hasn't really. I'm not walking around like, are we getting it? You know what I mean? Like, so nervous that
no
I'm going to get
communication.
fired in any second, and I love him. He's awesome, but he's not like.
But it's the film industry. It's the only industry I like that. It's the only industry where you can't just go and go, dude, what's up? How's it going today? You can't do that to a director. It's like people are like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, it's just so fucking weird, man. And this is like, and I've been doing this 20 years, And it's making a film with like a dude that you can say anything to. You can ask questions. There is no like, I want to ask that question, but it may be ridiculous. Fuck. It's just, without trying to sound like I'm stroking him, but it is. It's just like fucking making a film with a buddy, man.
Yeah, which is huge, actually.
It's monumental, man. It's monumental.
I mean, like, if you walk on the set and, like, the catering guy is like, the fuck you looking at? Like, maybe you just got a parking ticket.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, you walk around for a couple hours, like, did I do something? You know?
It's no different
With
than like
Troy,
time.
you're just like, you know, with all of us, it's like, you're not going to let anybody down.
It's no different than like having
really
your girlfriend go try on dresses, but going, Jesus, if you could fucking just lose some weight. But anyway, go try on the dresses. Let's see what they look like. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the chick's like, well, you like, you know, it's just different.
And you know what you get when that happens, when there's an open communication between directors and actors? What you get is people that have your back. There was just one day where I had to bring everybody into the panic room and tell them, today we do not have time to even rehearse the scenes before we start shooting. And that was a day that we went for 22 hours, way over fucking time. And everybody was fucking just walking dead at the end of this day. And when you tell that actor's been sitting there reading the script for a year, dying to perform these lines and this dialogue, thinking about it, and now they're dressed and they're fucking got makeup on, and I'm telling them, you've got 1, maybe 2 takes to get this. Actors would rightfully be fueled with righteous anger and they could walk and they'd be right. You know, I'm not going to do a half-assed job because this production can't give me more than 5 minutes to get a scene I've been preparing for a year. Instead, what do I get? Got your back, all across the board with the entire cast. I had Judd in that room, Julie, Sean, Norm, all 3 cops, and they were like, no problem. When, if it was any other production, I know there would have been some kind of mutiny bullshit going on. It really is rare. Like,
It's because that kind of attitude is reciprocated. It just is. You know, somebody's cool, you're cool to them. You know.
And as you're moving along, too, you can see that we're getting it. I have this little trick on Fridays. We would pull when we were having dinner on set, we would pull a fucking TV into the wherever we were dining, and I had my editor up there, and he was doing rough cuts of the shit we shot the week before. So every Friday, people would just watch it, and they'd see that it was working. Cast, crew, everybody. And now the next day they show up to work, it's like, what do you fucking need? It's like instant gratification. If you're making a good film, that's a cool trick to use for young filmmakers, to actually show the cast and crew what you're getting. Because if they see that they're making a special one, that means they go that extra mile without having to have all the goddamn discussions. They come to you and say, they don't go, look, you don't have the budget for that, so I can't do it. They come to you and go, what the fuck do you need?
And it shows. The film fucking rocks.
That's cool, man. I'm glad you dig it.
My time's up. How's it feel to fucking have the cops show up? To yesterday, the cops, they showed up,
Yeah.
the line
That
like
was
that.
crazy, right?
Crazy.
Didn't want to disperse that shit.
You guys, well, what, you walked in and everyone's like, what is this guy's? But, hey.
Yeah, it feels good.
But yeah, man, awesome film. I'm seeing it again tomorrow. I'll be in Philly. You guys.
Sweet. Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure, guys.
There's one right here. Yeah.
In a bar?